TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR.
Hello, hello.
Well, this week we'll talk about after the results of the election, how Benjamin Netanyahu is already making plans to put things right again, and in a big wave of Arab criminal activity and the continuation of terrorist attacks. But first, let's say thank you. Thank you for everything you guys are doing. It's the blessings that you guys give that makes it possible for us to be able to feed the Jewish people here in the state of Israel. And it's all through your hands and through your faith and through your belief. And we thank you, and the people that you are helping so much, thank you. And it is a blessing, such a blessing. And just like the Lord said, He blessed those that bless Israel and curse those that curse Israel. So I'm sure He's never backed off of any of His promises yet. So I'm sure He ain't gonna back off of that one either. Yeah. It really is an amazing thing. And like we always say, at the bottom of all these videos, there's links to the Patreon page and to the Golden Report support page. Or you can just go to the goldenreport.com and go to the Support Us page there. Also, some news is Ola was able to, I know a lot of people don't like PayPal, and Ola was able to put a credit card directly through our website. So it's a much trustworthy way to send your support if it speaks to you about the people out there who like to not use PayPal. So let's get started.
Yep, let's do it.
Well, there was quite a bit happening this week, so get into it. This week, the president of Israel, Herzog, officially gave the presidential recommendation to Netanyahu, giving him the ability to put the 25th government together. This started the race to show who gets what job. Now, it's a race now. There's a few things, ministryships and stuff that certain Knesset members have already been pretty much, they're going to be this job and that job, but it's still to iron out all the details. But like we said, like it says there, it's the 25th government. And just like in America, it's supposed to be a 4-year government. So that meant if we were able, all those governments to stay for 4 years, we'd be in 2048, right? 100 years, 25 governments at 4 years, 100 years. And we started in 1948, right? Yeah. But obviously we weren't able. We didn't. Yeah. But so we'll see what Netanyahu puts together here. I think it'll be a pretty good government. He'll be able to put a stable government together that at least lasts the whole 4 years.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, the Knesset members were in the swear-in ceremony. All the members of the government took their official pictures with the flag and stood for the national anthem. The Arab members did not agree to take the picture with the flag and walked out of the room during the national anthem. It's only in a state of Israel that could happen. Could you imagine anywhere something like that happening, where the people serving your country in these political positions refuse to take a picture with the flag of the country and walk out while playing the national anthem in a statement saying that they don't agree that Israel is the state of Israel. Yeah. But yet they're in the government.
They're in the government on the state of Israel.
That is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
Netanyahu has already started to legalize Jewish settlements like Homesh, after being abandoned by our previous government. Well, Homesh is a long story.
Yeah.
They had terror attacks close to it. And now if we move them, the Arabs, they're just going to
feel like they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. And now finally we have government that probably will support them to stay there.
During Bennett's prime ministership, he made a movement where in the Knesset, making it an illegal settlement, and which was ridiculous. And we talked about it when it happened last year. And now Netanyahu is trying to put things back. He's already doing it. So that's great news. That's great.
Think about your country. You put your house here. You live there like for 20, 30 years because it's your state. It's your state that you're supposed to. It's legal, right?
Right.
And then they say, no, now we have to give up on it, or now new laws came and you have to move. It's not yours anymore. So that's a big deal.
Well, the IDF was able to get the third terrorist in Jenin that was responsible for killing one of Israel's SWAT members a few months ago. They ended up getting a few more terrorist activists and everything else, but it was good that they were able to finally get close the door on that. So, like we always talk about, the IDF has been working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the week, a bus full of IDF regular soldiers in the Samaria area was under attack from Arabs walking around the bus and throwing rocks at them. The soldiers did nothing, mainly because of the recent government policies towards soldiers using their weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. The government here has been tying the hands of the IDF soldiers and police and everyone else out of fear of what the rest of the world might think if we act too tough, and it end up in a situation like this where a bus full of IDF soldiers is under attack and they don't do anything, and they're afraid to do anything. So sad. Well, last week we talked about the armed drone that crashed in the south near Arad. Well, we know now it was one of our drones, not Iranian. It seemed to have been some kind of technical issue. This is the first time anything like this has happened with one of our drones, so I'd say we still have a good track record.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still hanging in there. It's still pretty good.
Yeah. In Georgia, north of Turkey, the local police were able to stop an Iranian cell that was planning on killing an Israeli businessman that was there for work in Georgia, and working to fight
anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism.
Yeah, there's Georgia, not the state in America. It's a country, north of Turkey, near all the other. Where it used to be the USSR, right?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you the Iranians are everywhere trying to do anything possible to hurt anything that has to do with Jews, Israel, or anything. In a show of joint strength, the U.S. and Israel flew over Iraq and Syria to show Iran that we have the ability and are ready to take action against any move they make towards a nuclear arsenal. This was an airstrike on the Iraq-Syrian border against another convoy of weapons. On the way, while they were doing this, there was another convoy in Syria, but right on the Iraq border that they took out at the same time. Just another convoy.
Yeah.
Right? But this is show that America, which I was surprised to hear it happen under Biden's administration.
Exactly.
But it's great that it did. It was a big B-52 bomber with Israeli F-35I fighter jets that they went and did this. That was great. I think it was amazing. Well, an IDF base in the north of the country, around 10 o'clock at night, Arabs were able to break into the base and steal 73,000 rounds of M16 ammunition. This is insane, and the result of Israel being too soft with the Arab criminal element in fear of what the world might say. Again, same thing. All this craziness has gone way out of hand since in the past year and a half with our last coalition, in control here, being so weak on this kind of stuff, and it made them feel like they could do all this.
Exactly.
Hopefully, we get this back under control pretty quick now. Remember when Bennett came into office, the first thing he did was sign off the Negev and gave it to the Arabs. Said, "You have free, build free. We'll give you electricity. We'll make whatever you want to do."
Yeah.
That was his first ticket that he sold to get into the
Negev, which is 60% of our country.
Yeah.
Just for you to know, it's 60% of our country.
Yeah.
Well, in a live TikTok video, Arabs in the south of the country fired an M16 while driving down the road. Also in TikTok video, a child was filmed playing with a bomb in his home. This was the second bomb in a week that was filmed and made public.
Yeah, and we have to be careful what we say here on YouTube so we don't get kicked off. But they can do that.
Yeah.
They can in public videos, they can make in the social media stuff, they can do all that kind of stuff. Just like a few months ago, the guy who was driving around looking for someone to shoot at, the terrorist, he made a video and uploaded it where he was shooting at the Jew in a tractor a few months ago. We talked about it here as well. And that video went viral.
Yeah.
The Israeli Arabs are trying to pass a law in the UN that that the state of Israel is in a continuing state of occupation. This would make it possible for them to then take Israel to the World Court and make the Western countries put sanctions on Israel.
Yeah. And what it was, 98 countries supported this.
Supported it, yeah.
In UN. It shows again how UN is so lovely and great and nice towards Israel.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
The FBI is now trying to make Israel send our soldiers to be interrogated for the shooting of the journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. I remind you, Shireen Abu Akleh was in Jenin.
Yes.
During our IDF soldiers was battling the terrorists, and she was in between because she's a reporter.
Reporting it
so
as
she
a journalist.
got in the middle.
Yep.
She got killed. And our IDF did a very thorough research and investigation, including give all the information to the Americans.
Yes.
They knew there was a part of it, and show, and by the way, Palestinians didn't want to be any part of it. They refused to participate, and show them that yes, she probably been killed by IDF soldier. We're still not sure, but probably by mistake, of course. So we even not sure, but probably were. Still, FBI decided to.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen. There's no way that we're going to send our soldiers to the FBI to be interrogated. It's just there's no reality that will happen.
Yeah, it's even worse than all this.
Yeah, exactly.
All these opening fire restrictions that we have. It's even worse. Like we don't really support our army.
Yeah.
You know.
And to remind you also, the Palestinians still have refused to give her body to her family to let it leave their control. They buried her in their land without letting her family even have to be able to bury them at home, which is in Jordan, by the way, their home.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, Well, in a terrorist attack on Tuesday, 3 were killed. An 18-year-old Arab in Ariel in Samaria came to a guard booth and was able to stab the guard. Then he ran 30 yards to the nearby gas station, killing two. The other guard on duty did not shoot him or stop him. This is most likely out of the fear of prosecution. Once again, problem that's why it should have been stopped at that point, before even the 2 were killed at the gas station. It should have been stopped at that point. Then the terrorist stole a car from the gas station and ran over another Jew, killing him. After destroying the first car, he was able to steal yet another car to continue to make attacks. A young IDF soldier that was in the area where he finally, the terrorist kept going, finally made it to, saw this and was able to shoot him and put a stop to him.
After 20 minutes.
Yeah, this was going on and on and on and on. I mean, this is insane, Yeah. It's probably the first time that Arab terrorist was able to do a terrorist attack. It was able to continue to go more and more and more until someone finally put a stop to him.
Well, we always talked about how miraculously we stop. Right away somebody was with a gun and stop it. That's why we also have to have guns. People have to be free to have their guns to protect themselves and save lives.
Police aren't everywhere. Military isn't everywhere. They can't be everywhere. It's okay that they're not everywhere. So the fact that citizens have guns in Israel, if you look at the history in the past 50 years in the state of Israel, as to who stopped most of your armed terrorists, killing people in the streets of Israel, over 80, close to 90% of the time, you'll see it was a regular civilian who was armed. And it's just because that the cops can't be everywhere all the time. And on top of that, the terrorists will always look for the easier targets where there's no police and no military, because they want to be able to do the job, kill as many as possible.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we have guns in there. Yeah.
On the same matter, if we talk about this terror act that happened, many Palestinians say they didn't support it. Of course, we stopped and investigate the family of the terrorists, but in fact, what they did, they was going with baklava, which is a sweet thing. and celebrating Jews being killed
Yeah.
all over Jenin. So, not the Palestinian Arab village that it was.
That he was from.
Haras, I think. Was the
Haras,
name.
which is close to Ramallah, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So I
not
mean,
supporting.
Yeah, not supporting now. Well, Iran attacked a Jewish-owned oil tanker ship in the Persian Gulf using the same type of drones they sold to Russia to attack Ukraine. The damage was minimal, and the ship was able to carry on its way. But this was just Iran, and Iran, I think, denied it. But as we know right now from intelligence, there's only two countries that have these Iranian drones. So it's either Russia or Iran.
And Russia just have them for Ukraine,
Yeah.
but she both.
So if Iran didn't do it, then it must have been Russia. But we know it was Iran. And it's...
Yeah.
Well, it just goes to show you more and more how what Iran is moving towards and what they want to do when people in the White House are trying to make nuclear deals with them, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm finished with the IDF and everything's back to normal. So everything's back to our regular crazy schedule. We got a video coming out this week, Bethsaida. There's been a site called where everyone's figured it was Bethsaida for decades, but we think there's actually the real site, and you'll see it in the video. But you have anything you want to say?
Yes.
What?
This time.
I just see you waiting on it.
We've been able lately to put your prayer request to the wall again, like we all usually do, and it's been such a blessing for us to put your prayers into the wall, pray
Amen.
over them, and let God be close to as much as we can. So keep sending us. Go to our website, thegoldenreport.com, and we have a form that you can fill and leave us your prayer request. We'll be happy to
Amen.
put it in the wall. And I'm happy you're home.
Well, finally home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the wall when we put the prayer request this time because my sister's here and her youngest son, we did a bar mitzvah for him. So it was a nice day.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week,
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.